All right, cards on the table, guys. Every time I watch that ad, I got no problem with like the real people approach to it, but that girl singing like the Elsa Frozen version of Ting, like, why? It's so cringy. I don't like it. But
Can you hear the ads and you play them?
yes, can you not? Oh, I'm actually quite jealous because I have to listen to this girl sing "Cause I Don't Need It" or whatever I've already got that out of my mind. All right, so we got the winners match coming up next, folks. It's going to be aLive versus herO in a TvP. I definitely want to put some favoritism on herO for this one. His TvP is astounding, and he has just overall been just an awesome player. What's weird though is like it kind of feels like he got the root bump, so to speak, because he was an alright player. Kespa falls apart, whatever, for the teams. CJ Antis disbands. And he plays the Elima League, and he doesn't stand out at all. Then he gets picked up by Root, and suddenly he's gone super cheesy. He's playing really all in. He's killing people left and right. He's just an amazing player.
He is. I hate to give too much, like, all the credit to Root, but it did happen with Hydra kind of, too.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's like the Root
CJ
bump.
as well. Oh. Maybe it's the gone from CJ bump. I don't know, but it is weird. And herO has certainly just ascended to one of the best, if not the best Protoss in PvT at the very least. Like, he seems to be the only one that can do it, and do it repeatedly too. Like, some players, they'll try the whole cheese thing, and then they'll lose, and they'll be like, well, I guess they figured out my cheese, or Protoss cheese in general, so let's stop. I'm thinking of like Zest, for instance, who had like a week where he was like totally on board, and then he just was like, oh, never mind, I'll just go on macro again. But herO's never stopped, and it hasn't stopped him from advancing in the GSL. So
yeah, and he's still doing well over there. So don't go, by the way. We do actually have... Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. ryung was in that same predicament. He's in the round of 8 for the GSL, so is herO. I don't actually know if herO's going to pull out all the stops or just play haphazardly or just all in. I don't know if there's any influence here at all in terms of like hiding what he does, but I think ryung is a lot more of a... like a one-trick pony is the wrong word, but he has a lot less builds than herO does. And herO is like coming at you every which way. But the reason I said to hold up before we go, I do want to bring this up and show you guys once again. If you haven't seen, we did announce the destination of the offline finals. I feel like that's an appropriate segue there, as they'll be taking place at the Corsair headquarters in San Jose. The idea, people have been asking me and tweeting and like 100 times during a cast asking, the idea right now is that there shouldn't be a need for tickets, nor should you have to pay anything if there ends up being a need for tickets, because tickets might just be a way to track how many people come and go. We want to make it free. We want to make it fun. We want to make it awesome. And last Tuesday, I got to travel to San Jose. I got to see this place in person. I talked with the folks at Corsair. We started doing some design work and how we want to set this up. So I do hope that if you guys are anywhere close to the area, or hell, if you're willing to fly out for a 2-day event, please come. We'd love to have you there. It's going to be awesome. And that's why we got that Corsair logo at the bottom of the screen, because this is the TING Open Season 3, officially powered by Corsair. But I'm good to go whenever they are. I bring this up as a bit of a sellout segue, because if you guys haven't seen and haven't heard us, we've been talking about it nonstop. The links below the stream are no longer just random links to the Corsair website. They are now full-on affiliate links. So if you guys are going to buy things from Corsair, you get some RAM, going to get some headsets, whatever you're looking to buy, consider using the affiliate links. We will get a direct percentage of your purchase. Alternatively, if you'd rather go to Amazon and fish around over there, make sure to use our Amazon affiliate links too. Either way, good ways to help out BaseTradeTV while not costing you anything more than a couple of seconds.
And, you know, the money, if you weren't already planning on using the money.
Well, I really wouldn't want to push somebody to buy a headset they didn't need. The thought is, like, this is somebody who's looking for a new headset anyways, is who I'm directing this message at, I guess. Or mouse or computer or whatever. Anyways, we are getting into the first game here in the winners match. So everyone can put a smile on their face knowing that nobody gets eliminated from this best of 3. But the loser will go on to fight against Biol in the grand finals of the group. Spawning here in the top right, he is going to be our most frequented Terran of all time, the red aLive.
In the bottom right is the blue Protoss. It is Root's herO.
All right, so we said it before the game, and I'm going to stand by it once again. I think I give this series to herO. In fact, I would even say in a 2-0. And not because I've got anything against aLive. Just herO's TvP has been particularly cheesy, particularly all-in, and particularly difficult to deal with.
Yeah. Sometimes in the online tournaments we've cast with herO, though, he does get the kind of like, oh, what else do you expect if you cheese all game, all series long? And he gets 2-0'd because the Terran figures it out. Like, that has happened once or twice in recent times. So it certainly can happen still, but as I brought up, it hasn't really been like, because, Arthur, right? Like, he had a month where it was something like, oh, yeah, he's doing pretty well. And then people were like, oh, I know exactly what to do against this. And he was never good again, as harsh as that is to say. But it's true. herO has not had that. herO's even, showcased that it's not just all cheese and has a couple of macro games every now and then and does pretty well with them. I like the mix-up here. It makes the Terran at least feel on edge. Even if he is just playing a macro game, you're like, well, I gotta build an engineering bay at so-and-so time, and I gotta build a missile turret just in preparation, or I gotta put my Widow Mine in the mineral line, I can't bring with my medevac. Those type of things are just, you have to do against herO, even if herO's playing the greediest macro game of all time.
Yeah. By the way, Juga won, and someone else asked this earlier, I didn't see who the other person was, excuse me for forgetting your name, but did they pay for the airline tickets and hotel too? So the way it's working is we're really all sharing the costs in this. BaseTradeTV is footing the costs to fly people out. We're going to give each of the players up to $1,500 in flight costs. If it costs them a little bit more because they want to go for first class, well, that's on them. The hotel stay is going to be covered by TING, and food and tournament stuff and the venue is covered by Corsair. It is really this awesome trifecta of forces coming together to make the offline finals happen.
This is really weird. The Zealot I thought for sure was going to be for the pylon thing. Oh, okay, never mind. There we go. It ends up killing the Reaper, or helped kill the Reaper just by taking a shot or two, and there it is going across the map now. The probe was pulled entirely back, which is why I was confused, but now it's coming with the army. It should be protected by the Stalker, but unless aLive focus fires, he's going to still be in a world of hurt for these pylon attacks. And now he doesn't have a Reaper to scout the follow-up or try and do any damage.
Yeah, the Marines already taking some damage. Means the Mothership Corps can just come in and execute a couple of these. Not trying to focus fire the probe means the pylon is going to get up, and it's going to be an overcharge to contest. I love that the Widow can get juked out here. If you kept the probe alive, you'd have sacrificed it, of course. But either way, just going to avoid that spot for now.
I'm really surprised he didn't put down the second pylon. He had the opportunity to.
Oh, I thought he did queue it up. Maybe something happened. But this pylon here, the reason the one you just brought up would have been so more important is that this one doesn't reach the reactor. So this doesn't actually affect aLive's production, unfortunately.
Mothership Corps can also scout the builds. I know there's not a Widow Mine drop on the way. There could be, but he sees the medevac and knows that it's not flying across the map.
You just made a big mistake. Two big mistakes, actually. So the first big mistake was he didn't actually finish the depot. He thought it was going to burn. So aLive ends up taking very minimal damage to this. He should have been supply blocked. He should have had two depots down. And he should have been worried about not having a wall. None of that's a problem. Then the Mothership Corps takes the Widow Mine hit, meaning now she's very susceptible to getting sniped off by a drop. She's not going to have much energy. And this Liberator is actually fighting on it. Well, I don't know about the Liberator, but herO's pylon control there was not great. From the first pylon, or the second pylon not being placed, to the overcharge not being focus fired.
There's definitely mistakes, but we've seen worse openers from herO, like losing the Mothership Corps straight up without doing any damage whatsoever, yet he still wins like a depth attack or something. So he pushes off the harassment of aLive really easily, and I would say, in terms of like chaos, herO's attack was still kind of worth it. Even if he did not kill the supply depot, he didn't lose the Stalker or the Mothership Corps.
That's true. And his probe count skyrocketed behind us, now up 10 workers over his opponent, because Chrono Boost is awesome!
Yep, and he's got Blink as well as a third base on the way. And aLive doesn't have a way to stop this. You know, he went for the... I think he went for a 2-1-1. I'm not actually sure about that. But the point is, he doesn't have a big army to push in. He just has a couple of drops, or a drop and a Liberator more specifically, to try and harass with. But I say that, he is going to try and push. This is not going to have Stim. It's going to have one medevac, no Marauders. But he really wants to be able to punish herO somehow for, doing that attack and also trying to get a fast third base. I just don't think he can do it. I think herO has enough Stalkers. He has a Guardian Shield.
Oh, Blink Control is fantastic. Oh, Blink Control is really fantastic. Gets the medevac. Cyclone's so dangerously low, it can't push. And these, of course, will generate some more shields here in a moment. That was very nicely handled.
Yeah, it was. herO's micro has just been superb. Like, whether it's with Blink Stalkers or Warp Prism or combined, he's been doing great things. And now he's going to try and take advantage. I mean, obviously there's not stim, or else he would have popped it. So he's kind of banking on there not being any.
That was a risky blink. He could have been blinking into Widowmines there. That was maybe a mistake.
Well, he didn't get hit, so it's okay. But it's always going to be risky. Like, if aLive was, hiding behind supply depots and super scared, then sure, why not start attacking the supply depots and doing what you can with the force fields? But since aLive met him on the high ground, that was really a good move by aLive. Stim's going to be finishing up. It's +1/+2, and he's going to wait for combat shields and Marauder's slow, and then we're going to have the real game happen, I suppose. aLive still hasn't chosen on a third base. He just went for an extra 2 barracks. And herO is only just finishing up his production, but it should be pretty well timed for this push. They even have resonating glaives, I think? Unless aLive picked up and zoomed over right now.
Well, speaking of which, I do love that he's been placing pylons over here, just kind of randomly. It's best for scouting more than anything else, to see if drops were coming at a weird angle.
Wouldn't mind. Some nice picks. He could have gotten probably 2 or maybe even 3 if he had focus fired initially. Oh well.
Well, they're still low, and they're not going to be healed up by the medevac, so maybe shots get fired. But he's going to be a little bit close. Too close for comfort, even. What's he doing? Nice jukes. Oh, and he catches one that unburrowed. Oh, my God.
The juke to the snipes. No.
heRO's so good. God damn it, Zombie Grub. He's so good.
I know, right?
That would have maybe not here.
Frickin'.
Yeah, I caster cursed it all within a matter of 5 seconds. My bad. But still, that was an excellent engagement, and the controller was pretty nice up until that one mistake at the end. He has been a little bit liberal with his blinks, which is a little bit worrisome, but aLive's still in this with a lot of Marauders. He's got +1 on his side. Not so many medevacs, not so many Liberators, not so much support for this army, but luckily Marauders are pretty good against what is mostly Stalkers.
That's true. The Adepts are even kind of stuck right now, and they look super awkward. Please. Observer is already available as it was scouting that little path, and he does try and get it. No. Oh, he did get it.
He did get it. So the Widowmine does get another shot on the backside. The Widowmines have been kind of the hidden heroes through most of this, but a big warp in, massive warp in on that front lines. herO's army supply now almost doubling that of aLive's. The Liberators get focused on immediately. That blink forward so aggressive.
This is game.
GG.
Dear God. GG. Dear Lord.
All right, herO. I mean, that game was a little bit messy to start with, sure, but the follow-up was so fantastic. I'm not even a Protoss fan, and I'm hot and bothered watching that. Like, that was just excellent play.
Really, herO makes me cry at how good at Protoss he is.
All right, well, folks, we're going to squeeze in a small commercial break. Don't go anywhere. I actually have to check a couple of things. We'll keep this just short, and we'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, folks, welcome back. We're going to hop directly into the game. Thank you for taking that small moment out of your day to watch some commercials for us. We just had to fix a couple of things, and hopefully, fingers crossed, things are fixed. If they're not, you'll see the stream go down, and Zombie will take over. But spawning here in the bottom right side, we've got the Red Terran player down 1 so far in this series. It's aLive.
In the top left, as the blue Protoss, he is herO.
I love this in chat. Shit. herO is terrifying. And that's exactly how I would come out of that last game feeling.
Yeah. His micro just... I don't know, it's so good. It's not just his micro, of course. You know, you have to have units to even use micro with.
It's the fact that it's paired with really good decision making. It's not just like, oh, you can blink Stalkers, but it's like what they choose to focus fire, how they choose to split their damage. Like, herO is not a 1A player, and that's what makes me really respect and watch him rather than just sit here and balance wine after watching a game like that.
Yeah. It's really tricky, I think, for Terran players going up against herO and like those type of builds and games, is that you successfully deny, for the most part, the Mothership Core pylon rush, because you don't lose your supply depots, you don't get supply blocks, you don't use the reactors, so you still have production, and you even calmly macroed behind it. Like, he had an extra barracks, he had production from his factory, all that jazz. And you're thinking, well, now's the perfect time to push. Like, his Mothership Core is really low, he might not have a lot of units behind this, because he took a third base, let's do this, and then herO just does anyway. And aLive tried to punish and a counter and at least scare herO a little, like kind of in return, and it just didn't work. herO still had this really baller economy that led to mass gateways and mass gateway army, which I greatly prefer to watch Protoss do. Again, I brought up Zest earlier, so I'll bring him up again. He has been falling back to the 2-base Colossus, like, double forge thing. A safe way to play, usually, except that Terrans have been kind of running over it, whether it's with, like, tank pushes or just with drops or, you know, Doom drops in Beyond's case, I guess, like, all that jazz. And I really like seeing heroes control his mass gateways instead. It can backfire, you know? Like, you don't focus fire those Widow Mines, they just go, like, pure Marauder, you're like, okay, maybe you're screwed. But herO seems to always make it work. And now he's going to open up with a Stargate. Not proxied. Good job, herO.
I guess he is a little more respectful here. Respectful, expectacle, I don't know what you want to call it, but he's going to make something really cool happen with this, I'm certain. Whether it's an Oracle just for a bit of micro, whether it's the Phoenix's follow-up. When herO goes for a Stargate, you can expect good things if you're a Protoss player watching the stream.
aLive did not go for a 1-1-1, so he does not have Widow Mines to instantly pop off the Oracles. Now, herO won't know this originally, right? I don't think he scouted it. So he might be a little careful on the mineral lines when he doesn't have to be.
So let me pose you a question here while we watch these Adepts get in.
Right.
Recently, there was a pretty big nerf in the matchup, right? We had Liberators have their damage taken down, so they can't one-shot Sentries and Stalkers with 2 shots, etc. But what a lot of herO does seems to operate around the time period before those Liberators would have even been out. Do you feel like the patch is what gave herO all this power, or do you think this is really just herO?
I think it's hero's volatility and scariness. I don't think Liberators have anything to do with it. Because he also... I'm pretty sure he's faced Ryung recently, too, and Ryung is definitely a Terran who's tried to abuse passive Liberator games, and it still doesn't work. Not against herO. The Oracle was a little hesitant, and it came in a little bit late, and the Adepts were supposed to pair up a little bit better, too, but I think now it realizes what the build was, so it just kind of runs to that main base, no problem, kills 5 SCVs, 6 SCVs.
Ouch.
And there's not much that aLive can do, and what's extra bad is that unless he bothers to make a Widow Mine from the factory, the first Oracle or the second Oracle can come back in, and he'd have to build missile turrets or leave Marines at home. Either way.
Yo, I can't remember who it was. Earlier today, someone was making a whiny joke about how, like, oh, they gave Banelings more health because one player in the game could focus fire them really well, right? The same logic might get applied to Widow Mines, which I'm curious about. You've got herO who, like, you need Widow Mines. The Widow Mines need a buff against this guy, right?
Yeah, don't let any other Protoss hear that. Oh, almost lost the Oracle. Sim is almost done, and aLive is pushing right before medevac, so the timing is all types of wonky. This is not supposed to be when aLive is attacking, so herO was really surprised by it, tried to put a stasis trap down to counteract it, trying to save his third base, but really, he has to save his natural, maybe? An Oracle goes down, the Mothership Core could also be focus fire, but he goes for the Oracle instead, and then the Mothership Core, but you know, that means he can't really get into the mineral lines anymore.
No, but that dive in general, just aLive pushing with this, like timing, this really shows off how important timing can be in a game, right? Marines, like without a medevac, no combat shields, no upgrades really other than Sim. They're not meant to be strong units, but these just got a lot of kills.
Well, they got 5 probe kills is not too bad, but killing the Mothership Core and both Oracles is is kind of a big deal. Like, at least save 1 Oracle for Revelation, but you know, I do wonder if it is worth it overall. aLive still is only at 35 SCVs, and the third base wasn't punished, really. And the Mothership Core might not even have to be remade if herO plays like a perfect game with his Phoenixes. Same with the Oracles. If he's scouting and denying medevac drops, then what does it matter? But that would be a really perfect game.
I have to put my camera on you. I've been trying to deal with this eyelash on my eye for like half an hour, and it's too distracting. I gotta deal with this. I'm sorry.
You could have taken that time to come up with a better excuse.
No, it's literally an eyelash in my eye. I've been blinking. Anyways, I'll be right back.
Alright, well, like I said, it'd have to be a perfect game to like utilize the Phoenix to make up for both the lack of Revelation and the lack of a Photon Overcharge, and it's going to be really hard to do. So the Phoenixes, they tried to scout, but they missed the pickup. So it's not just this, which is kind of annoying, but going to be dealt with the Adept. It is also the main being dropped. Oh, speech really quick. And there's a Mothership Core. There should be. And this is easy Photon Overcharge on one of these pylons, although not too easy. There's only 2 pylons in the main base. So you get my point. So now it's a little more chaos. The other one was not killed by the Phoenixes, although this one will be. But the pylons, man. There's more pylons. A couple Phoenixes try to be focus fired. Gets one? No, he gets two of them. Wow. And this drop, okay. It had the potential, but a good warp in from herO saves the probes at the third base. So total is 10 probes to 7 SCVs. That's still not really that devastating. And herO still does not see the purpose of rebuilding a mothership core quite yet. He's using all of his gas into either another Phoenix or two, or, you know, just adept weapons, actually, because he hasn't gotten all of his gases yet. aLive's still going to try and take advantage. This drop's still in play. This drop's a Wood of Mine drop, and, well, I guess he's quite worried about an adept all in, because he is getting a bunker, which isn't totally unwarranted, mind you. Oh, no. Oh, no! Cool refocus by aLive there, because there's equally cool takeaways from herO. So 7 more probes die, plus it's going to be obnoxious to deal with this while he is trying to attack. Like, aLive was not wrong in building a bunker and starting his Wood of Mine production and his Liberator production. My controls are all types of wonky. We didn't expect to be a camera observing, but walls even coming down, these are all necessary things. But they might be in the wrong place. The Liberators will have to take care of 2 bases, maybe even 3 locations at the same time, if herO can really get his adepts everywhere. But so far, so good. aLive knows herO's plans. Wood of Mines were finally cleaned up without getting a second shot. This drop could just go into the stasis trap. Pay attention to that. Okay, no, it doesn't get into it. That's really bad. A lot of probes are going to go down here, turning herO's attack into a real, true all-in. And he's just not able to break aLive. aLive is getting so many important units out here. He's got more Wood of Mines, the Liberators, as I said, coming out here, and the Phoenixes do not take them down that quickly at all. He manages to find a hole that's not actually a wall. The SCV was like, no! But he cannot stop the Shades from transferring through. The Phoenixes soak up one of those Wood of Mines. Not a bad idea, so the warp is still very healthy. Another warp in the main base. And despite aLive's best efforts, does it still pan out that Adepts are too good? They do have +1. They do have Resonant Glaives. He stops them from coming into the main, but there's already units in the main. The Liberators try their best to at least cover all the spots, 1 apiece. But the Phoenixes take out one of them, so the Adepts have a place to retreat. These Adepts, oh, should have killed the command center. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh my god, that wasn't supposed to happen at all. That was really bad by aLive to let that happen. I mean, otherwise, they're at even worker counts, and well, the job's still going on, but losing a command center, no.
That, especially when it's something that could have been so easily lifted. This was kind of like a little bit base tradey as I sat down, but this has not quite gotten nearly as well for aLive as it has for herO.
Maybe. herO might have more workers, but 1 mule is still 1 mule, and he's down in army supply, and down in upgrades eventually. Phoenixes were cut down to 4 instead of I think they were at 6 originally. He catches 1 medevac if you can only catch the other 2 now.
Yeah. My eye's so red right now. But it's like, sorry. Thank you. Anyways, as aLive collects himself to go for another attack, his army supply is still pretty good. Keep in mind, hero's like on what, 49 army supply, but it's even less because some of that's in Phoenix, which aren't going to necessarily be that effective. So he's going to have to get great force fields. The Adepts have a lot of fighting potential here, but this is against, like, not a bunch of Marines, but Marauders and Wood of Mines and things that are actually not bad at fighting Adepts. Oh, but the stasis trap grabs about a fourth of the army.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You need to get rid of the Wood of Mine somehow, and aLive even preempts
does he
the
not
scan
know
on the
about
observer.
them? Oh, no.
But it might still be enough. Like, with half of the army now in the stasis trap,
but
no,
the
they
army's
start picking up. They're killing the medevac.
You know what, though? There's not a lot of anti-air, so funny enough, the Phoenix still have a lot of staying power.
Man, there's like 2 less Wood of Mines. I think herO might have this.
I mean, I'm with you on this. I think what he tried to do there, I think he did that intentionally. He was hoping to juke the shot the way we had seen it done before, but the timing didn't really work out and ended up being more risky than worthwhile.
So funny.
He's
so desperate.
He kills such a big portion of aLive's army in the important part of it too. Widow Mines, medevacs. Like, yeah, the Marauders left over are hard to clean up, but he did kill a lot of very important units.
What aLive can make is better than what herO can make, I think. And I mean, Widow Mines and
That's a good way to
Marines.
phrase it, yeah.
I know they're the basic units, but I think it's better. herO is at a better economy for sure now with 35 probes, whereas before, like, 21 with 1 mule is questionable, but
he's lifting to
also he's
natural.
not fighting.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Zero income. Income
That
graph's
too.
going to just plummet. Yeah, there we go.
That too, but now he's like on 3 bases, this many probes. It's still going to work out better for him, even with aLive's 1 mule at a time. But you know, aLive isn't even muling. He's scanning for observers, realizing that worst case scenario, Widow Mines will save his life. Yeah, that was scary.
Unfortunately, herO doesn't realize how close he came to just getting a really important and nice pick off.
I don't know if it, like, usually a drop like this could be like, oh my god, he's gonna get something important, but I think the best case scenario is gonna get a lot of pylons. There's, again, not a lot of pylons though, so they are kind of important.
So here's where herO's managed to get maybe a bit of a comeback through this. In terms of money, like, he's been able to produce more units, so his supply is better. Yeah,
exactly. He loses all the probes in the main. That's unfortunate, because there wasn't even that many minerals to be mining from in the main. And these Marines are just gonna kill a Nexus, apparently. Oh, he wants to take the fight. He's like, I think that's too few Marines here. And he wouldn't be wrong.
This was a really clever way to use terrain out of aLive on that retreat, by the way. Phoenix is getting picked off. These are actually some of his most important units. Losing them now might be too costly.
He needs to kill the Phoenixes. Well, unfortunately, even if he killed the Phoenixes, herO is starting to have enough minerals to build Stalkers too. Not that he really wants to. He'd rather keep producing Phoenixes. And these Marines kill a Nexus, but they didn't kill the pylon powering the Stargate.
This has been a lot scrappier than I expected it to be, but
yeah, right.
herO still comes in with a very formidable force. Again, there's there's a lot here that's good defensively, but if the Adepts get on top of the army, does he not know about the
stupid hole, man?
Widow Mines!
Second time. Not bad. You know, all the Adepts aren't fighting at once too. That was a big mistake by herO.
This is bad for herO. Absolutely. I mean, the Widow Mine hit was already enough damage, but the fact that he split his damage and the SCV soaked a lot of the hits means that the army ends up being better.
He killed 12 workers, which was, you know, like 75% of the income. So the Adepts get to the main base. They can start targeting stupid things, too. Like, Marines kill a Nexus, Adepts going to kill all the production facilities. Like, sure, why not?
Well, actually, the funny thing is it's almost a waste to be doing this, though. There's no money to produce from said facilities.
Well, they're going to be killing the reinforcements. And I know that sounds really silly, because it's like 1 Marine at a time, but that is enough that Adepts maybe can take on.
That feel when 1 Marine is like 1/8 of your army.
Like, this is kind of important in army losses.
Well, we have the Widow Mine problem still part of the equation. More Phoenixes were made. Oh, God, though.
Oh, no, I don't think he knows. Oh, no. Oh, he's going to see it now.
Okay.
He doesn't take a shot.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. This is something that could still go well enough for aLive to win the game, but as he picks up, it's so dangerous. Phoenix is being remade. Might catch the Medivacs.
I think the Phoenixes win here. They have so much energy. All you need to do is get, like, rid of half of these Marines, and the Phoenixes will be king. It should be worth actually getting the Widow Mines to splash the Marines, even if all of your Adepts die. Oh, this is tricky. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. There's an observer? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I don't think aLive expected the observer.
No. And the funny thing is, like, he's not using the energy for mules, so could have scanned potentially, but I think he's got to give it up, Zombie Club. This is so down to the wire. GG!
GG!
herO will take a 2-0 in one of the more fun manners we've ever seen. But these guys must have been sweating bullets. Like, there must have been so much stress for aLive, for herO. Like, they were both taking such weird engagements, since questionable fights.
Yeah, that was weird. That was hard to call.
But you know what? Congratulations to herO, as he'll advance on to the round of 16.
Uh-oh. He might be the one that can't make it.
Maybe.
The finals.
Maybe. We'll see how his GSL run goes, right? Then we can start talking about potential bow outs. But that was a great series. And of course the other Korean group already had 2 people get through. As we saw who Byeon and I want to say Solar, I think it was.
Was it Solar? That it doesn't sound right, actually.
I don't think it was Zest, was it?
Solar's lost all the stuff that we've cast recently, not to be too...
No, it was Byeon and Solar. Thank you for second guessing me, because I'm your bad. But I was gonna say that I knew Keen didn't make it, and Zest has actually been losing more stuff than Solar's been losing. So that was my process of deduction.
All right.
But yeah, so that's gonna send us to the finals of the group. Now that's gonna be Biel versus aLive. This, of course, is a matchup we have not seen yet today, as they did not play each other until just this moment. So Again, congratulations to herO as he secures his round of 16 spot. There is one more online group stage to play out, by the way. So they will have to play another group before we get to the round of 8. And the round of 8 will conclude, I think we have it set 2 weeks before the offline finals to give everyone plenty of time to figure out their accommodations and whatnot. But anyways, we're going to go to commercial break, guys. This one's just going to be plain and simple, and we'll get this last best of 3 going ASAP. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the show, and we'll see you soon.